Moose Jaw's Top 40 Under 40.
My wife is Julie. We've been married for 20-some years. And my oldest daughter is Haley. She's graduating from Central this year, so that's huge. I have a middle boy, Des. He is in grade 10 going into grade 11. And the youngest, Cole, he's in grade 8 going into high school this year. So it's big things happening around our place this summer for sure, yeah. Graduated at Assiniboia Composite High School in Assiniboia, about an hour south of here. Small town. Moved to Moose Jaw to go to school at SciAS, take auto body, and never left. Been here ever since. That's just one of those things, always wanted to have your own business, I guess, right? So just always brainstorming, always wanting to get into my own thing kind of thing. And actually, just one day my brother was working in Assiniboia still. We went to school together up here actually. He moved back to Assiniboia, I stayed in Moose Jaw, so I just actually went down there one day and started talking to him about, you know, maybe we should open a shop. And we were sitting in a coffee shop in Assiniboia, started slinging out a bunch of names, just thinking about it. Cruisers Come Up was one of the names, and Cruisers Collision and Custom, because we were both into old cars and hot rods and stuff, so wanted to get into some of the custom end of things. And yeah, it just happened. Like, we just, you know, I needed a painter. I'm not a painter, I'm a heavy collision guy, or always was a collision person, so my brother's one of the best painters around, so basically I need a painter, so what do you think about getting into business together? And in 05 we bought out a little body shop in Moose Jaw here, Westside Auto Body used to be, and we just took off like rockets. We outgrew the place within a few years, and ended up building a new shop 4 years later, and well, now 9 years later, here we are, right, with one of the bigger shops in town, and very successful. We're doing very well. I think it was more just the love of old cars and stuff. When I was a kid, I was always puttering and tinkering and trying to do my own thing, and into the old vehicles, and had several old vehicles. So it was just more the love of the restoration ends of things that got me into the trade, and that's basically where it took off from. Still have a hot rod, always have had hot rods. Just now with the business and going on with the way it's going, not enough time to spend doing that kind of stuff now, but hopefully in the future, right? Yeah. Haven't give up on it yet, but that's basically what got me into the trade, was just the love of vehicles and stuff. That was probably at a pretty young age, actually. My father was a mechanic, owned a service station in Assiniboia, so up to, I think he sold it when I was about 17, so I was always hanging around and always around that kind of atmosphere around a farm. My grandparents had a farm, so I was always around the mechanical end of that, and then my father owning a gas station. I'd hang out at nights and evenings and watch him work on cars and do stuff, and then we had a friend that lived outside of Assiniboia that had a little body shop on his farm, and he had just a little thing going out there, so I'd go out there and sand old cars and sand and do what I could to after hours, after my normal job, just to get experience, you know, in the trade. So I was very young and always puttering with stuff, like, you know, I guess everyone probably says, but I've always been into it, and always been a hands-on person. There was never a backup plan. Yeah, no, honestly, before we come to Moose Jaw, I had a 5-month-old daughter, which is my daughter that's graduating now. Yeah, it's crazy, time flies. So I had talked about getting into the trade, and I come home one day and my wife had the papers on the table to go into SciAS, to go into the trade, and basically that's what gave me the kick to get into it. Is I was all talking and not getting going on it, and when you come home and the papers are on the table and here, this is all you got to do is sign these and we're going to move. That's what I did. We signed the papers, sent them in, I got accepted, and we packed up. I had a 68 Fury 3 2-door hardtop, and we packed our stuff in it. Really didn't have probably just enough to fill the trunk of that big car, and my wife and my baby and I, we head for the city, and we rented a little basement suite, and that's where we lived, and I went to school, and just loved the city. It was a small town, a small town atmosphere. Not too big, not too small. Perfect place to raise a kid. And 3 kids later, and 18 years later, or 19 years later, here we are, right? So no regrets. It's been great. Well, I think a huge part of it is probably just customer care. Like when someone comes in with a claim, we actually really do want to see you happy. We do actually care about how you feel when the job's done, when the job starts, through the progression of the job. And I'm huge on explaining, like when a customer pulls up, I explain the procedure right from start to finish, because really not many people understand what actually goes into a repair on a vehicle, and even a small to big job. If it's a small job and you tell them it's going to take a few days to fix it, they think they're going to pick it up at lunchtime. People just don't understand. So I like to explain the procedure right through so that they understand what it is we're doing to their vehicle, and that we're really not affecting the vehicle in any way as far as warranty and the structure or anything of the vehicle. It's going to be right back, if not better, when before the accident happened, right, minor or major. And most vehicles come in and they leave cleaner and nicer when they come in the shop. I guarantee you that. So we really care about our customers, and I think that's what's put us, if not the top, really close to the top, is because when people come here, people leave with a smile on their face, and a lot of times I have them come back in the door and wave and thank us for cleaning their vehicle and everything. So it's just part of the experience of coming here is a whole different thing. And the shop, I mean, we have a big shop, we have up-to-date equipment, we have an atmosphere you walk into and you don't feel like you're in the old mentality. Like years ago, you'd walk into a body shop, you're walking into the dust, you're walking into a dungy place. And we have a very welcoming entrance into our business as far as body shops go. Well, my dad gave me a '62 Chevy short box truck when I was a kid, and I started just swapping bumpers and seats and just minor little things. I wasn't into the body work and didn't have a welder and didn't have the stuff I had to. The truck was called Old Blue. It was a light baby blue truck, and it used to smoke like crazy. I used to go around the racetrack by our farm, and my mom always said that there was no mosquitoes in the yard because my truck smoked so much. And we did some motor work on it, and I ended up trading it from my dad had a 68 Fury 3, and I ended up getting that car. And that's actually the first car that I actually did body work on. It had some hail damage. It sat for years behind our house, and I got it all fixed up and got a paint job done on it. I didn't actually paint it, but I helped with some of the body work, and that was a long time ago. But yeah, that'd be the first one that I actually did body work on, if you want to say.
Yeah. That must feel like a nice sense of accomplishment once you finish that.
That was huge. Yeah, I was very proud of that job because the car was about 30 feet long, and it took me a long time to do what I did to it. And yeah, it was pretty cool, and it was a vehicle that had been in the family a lot of years. So yeah, it was pretty neat.
Moose Jaw's Top 40 Under 40.